Hey guys, so today's video is a one-topic video about James Charles because more stuff has been happening and I feel like it needs to be spoken about because it's starting to get a little bit concerning. I may say so myself. So before we get into it, my social media will be in description along with my beauty channel. Subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment for engagement. Or where is my inconvenience of the day? Your candle doesn't burn properly. Like, you know when it gets like crooked and then you're only burning the middle but you're not burning the sides and you're like struggling because you're wasting half of the candle? Yeah, that's gonna happen to you. That's like my biggest inconvenience right now is my candle's burning wrong because we haven't left the house in like a year. So I'm like, oh, that's an inconvenience. So I'm trying to go in like semi-chronological order, just things that have been like progressing slowly and then very quickly. So I'm gonna go from as I kind of saw the beginning of this whole thing again. So H3 tweeted out this saying, hey James Charles, found a position for you, and it was like now hiring, aka like, you know, the people that groom dogs, but like also alternate definition. Then we had a TikTok where Ethan basically said that, I think Phoebe's barking downstairs. That's unnecessary. Then he posted a TikTok where apparently all of his James Charles TikToks were being deleted. So it was almost like because James Charles is in the top 10 list of creators, he's somehow being protected by TikTok to not have him be accused of what he's being accused of because it looks bad on TikTok for having now what, 4 that are very famous.
Dude, I am so sick of making banger ass TikToks about James Charles and them getting removed for harassment. This has never happened about anyone else. I just made the most banger TikTok and it was removed in 9 minutes.
So then we have another accusation, and before I say anything, just leave a comment down below. How old do you think he is? Type in an age, press enter, and then we'll see what you guys think. Right? All right. Okay, to me, he doesn't look anything above the age of 18. I'd say he looks about 16 to me at most. Like, I'm giving him 16 at most. I wouldn't look in his general direction for more than 10 seconds without feeling like a creep, without feeling like I should be in jail, without feeling uncomfortable. Very, very much uncomfortable. He also shows a conversation between him and James. So he started screenshotting conversations between him and James and posting them, and James got really mad. Again, we're seeing a pattern here. You know, there's James sending him a picture of himself saying, oh, okay, good night, cutie, with a little, you know, sad face. He made the guy send him a picture of him topless. I'm not going to show you any of that because once again, I feel like a creep. I feel uncomfortable if I do that. I feel uncomfortable looking at it, and it's like, it's happening. Okay, so there's a bunch of proof that James was messaging him. It's the official James account. Once again, undeniable proof. Like, I want to make that 100% undeniable proof that this is James Charles talking to someone below the age of 18. And let me just reiterate the law. In most countries, it does not matter if they lie to you about their age. It does not matter if you don't ask for the age or if you're not aware of the age. The fact that someone is below the age of 18 is enough to have you convicted. I want to make that 100% clear. I don't want to hear any comments. Well, I don't want to read any comments. Well, he lied to James. Well, he didn't ask about the age, so like he doesn't know. That's not how the law works. If I say that I don't know that murder is illegal as an excuse for murder, the judge in the court will laugh in my face because not knowing something is not an excuse for doing it, okay? Once again, ask for ID. If they send you a picture of proof of ID and it comes out that they are actually below the age of whatever the ID said because it's what, I don't know, a fake ID, none of us would have a problem with that. We'd be like, oh my god, that is so sad for James. We all feel really bad for James that he got duped by someone even though he was being super careful. But when you're not being super careful, there is no excuse for us. So we're all just getting angry because there is no excuse. We can't make any excuses for you. Because like I said, if it was a fake ID situation, even though that's still technically illegal, we would all collectively probably be like, it kind of sucks that someone would do that to you. It sucks that someone would like pull you in with a fake ID and then turns out it's a fake ID. People in clubs sometimes take fake IDs. And like, yeah, they could lose their job for it. But we still feel bad because it's like, oh, it's a fake ID. How are you supposed to know? Anyway, we'd have more of an excuse if it was a fake ID. But the fact that you didn't even attempt to ask, attempt to know, you didn't want to know, right? Because you were just like, let me just talk to the guy. I don't want to know if you're below the age of 18. So strange. So after this whole thing happened where he started posting the conversations between him and James said, what the F is your problem? Posting screenshots of my snaps to you on your private story. I strongly recommend that you keep my name out of your mouth or we're going to have a major problem. You know who's going to have a major problem, James? You, for talking to people below the age of 18. I don't think it's the minor that's going to have an issue here. I am getting so heated because I've been giving James the benefit of the doubt for like 4 videos now. And that tells you about how many accusations we've had. I think this is like the 5th guy in a matter of what, 2 months? Every other drama channel has been unfollowed by James on Twitter already. They're losing their like James Charles follow privileges, and I feel like my one is pending anytime soon now. So, you know, he sends a screenshot of the guy posting on his private story. I'd love to remind you that you are the one that called me cute and said you went into me. He's a minor. He's a minor. You called me cute. And you're talking to a child. I'm sorry. I feel like we're just missing the point here. We're missing the point. The point, we're missing it. Then he says, the child says, hold up. And James says, get a life and respect people's privacy. James, respect the law. Respect the law. Then the child says, we already talked about this. And James says, that's a complete lie, you idiot. You're backpedaling because you got caught. Yes, the child got caught, not you got caught talking to a child yet again. Once again, point, we're missing it. Then he says, no bad intentions whatsoever. James says, don't ever speak to me again. No, don't ever speak about me again. I had you and minded my own business until you called me cute and started flirting with me saying you were bi. All because of you meddling kids. This really feels like a Scooby-Doo episode. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. People who can't respect privacy are the lowest of the low. Point, we're missing it. He says, the teenager, let's go with teenager. Child feels a little bit condescending. The teenager, because I don't want to say any of these people's names. I always feel like I want to respect their privacy. I don't want to show their names. I barely want to show their face. Like, I understand they put themselves out there publicly to talk about these accusations. Everything feels icky talking about these actual teenagers as a full-grown adult. Me, full-grown adult, talking about these teenagers. Because I remember, like, looking back on what I was like when I was like 14, 15, 16. If a 20-something-year-old wanted to date me, I'd be very much concerned because I was still watching Disney Channel. So, like, concerning, to say the least. He goes, I completely understand that. Just being super just like, oh my god, like, I didn't realise I wasn't supposed to do that. I bet he was just really happy to be talking to James Charles because he's famous. So I bet he just posted on his private story to be like, oh my god, I'm talking to James Charles. But James Charles is getting very defensive. Is it because privacy or is it because, oh my god, I got caught talking to a child? James goes, you clearly do not understand. Once again, not understanding the law. Then the teen says, I never intended anything bad by posting that, and if anyone says you did do something wrong, I can assure you that you did not. Obviously, he doesn't understand the law because he's a teenager. He's like, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. And James says, I know I didn't. You did by violating my privacy. No, James, you did do something wrong by messaging someone below the age of 18. In a romantic, flirty manner, and then saying it was their fault because they were the ones flirting with you, as if you're not the adult in the situation. I'm so what? We're putting all the blame on the teenager for being, I don't know, blinded by like a famous person talking to them. Isn't that literally how every story ever happens? It's adults, famous adults talking to teenagers and then blaming the teenagers for talking to them, as if the adult is not the responsible one in this situation. I'm so confused. He posts more proof about how the guy is like posting this publicly, and he says, get your effing friend in line before I do. Lying about your age to bait someone is against the law, by the way, and so is talking to someone below the age of 18, even if they lie to you. This quite literally works both ways. Quite literally works both ways. And who are they more likely to convict? A child for lying about their age, or an adult with multiple accusations of talking to people below the age of 18? I know the answer, but you let me know your answer. He says, I didn't delete anything, and which messages? I'm assuming there was some kind of a message missing there. The messages of you admitting you lied about your age, I saved them and they're gone. I don't know, but I can promise you I didn't delete anything. So that's the conversation. So he since then has deleted a TikTok, and the police has gotten involved. Apparently his parents told him to delete the TikTok because it's now getting more serious. Since then, James has teased that he's posting a video with people like Gabriel Zamora and Manny MUA, which is really strange because I wouldn't want to associate with that kind of a situation, but I guess they don't have an issue with it. I don't know. His name is on trending, so James Charles, I think there's like 60,000 tweets about this right now, most of them with like 20,000 likes. There's tweets such as this gem, James Charles, they lied to me about their age, the minor in question. It's like, I'm sorry, but if you visually look at someone and you feel the need to ask for an ID, they are too young for you. If I look at someone and I go, they could be an adult, but also could not be. Too young for me. Too young. No. Way too young. Ethan says James Charles is a predator, just trying to get his name trending. Let's go. James Charles, he said he was 18. The child in question. A fetus. A fetus. The boy in the TikTok looked like a boy. Like, I wouldn't describe him as a man. A guy, I would say the boy. Because to someone above the age of like 18, that's a boy. T-Spill posts, the thing I don't understand about the James Charles situation is how a 21-year-old finds that attractive. Like, how do you find someone that looks that young attractive? That's concerning. That boy looks like he's about to go off and start his first day of high school, at best to me. Exactly. Now, since then, YouTube has implemented a new thing again. Do you see how they always implement stuff whenever James Charles is being cancelled? So the first time James Charles got cancelled, he lost almost 3 million subs in one day, and we were all having a Social Blade party, right? Live streaming his sub count. And since then, YouTube has abbreviated sub counts so that they don't show on live counts, so that we can't celebrate someone losing subs. That was the whole thing, and Social Blade had to really like maneuver around all of this. And basically, Social Blade as a website became kind of irrelevant. Now, James Charles is once again going through a situation, and YouTube is now implementing a thing where a lot of videos will not show how many dislikes they have, only how many likes they have. So you will see basically like, I don't know, 1,000 likes, and then it will just say dislikes. And you as a creator behind the scenes can see how many dislikes a video has, but other people publicly won't see it. And this isn't being implemented across the board. It's only being given to like a handful of creators for now, just to try it out. And then if it works, they'll implement it for everyone. A bit strange. Is that like preparing for like an apology video or something? Like, oh, we don't want to show the dislikes. And Eddie Burback, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. He's like a huge creator. He replied to that and said, why is it that whenever a creator you prop up gets into hot water, James Charles with people unsubbing and Dobrik now, you fundamentally change the site for everyone? Who is this for? I like the fact that you can see how many likes and dislikes something has. That's the whole point of the dislike button being there. Why would you even keep the dislike button there if it's going to lose all of its functionality? You might as well just cut it out completely. Just cut it out completely if you don't want it there. Why would we need to know behind the scenes how many dislikes something has if it's not going to show publicly? You might as well just get rid of the whole thing. Just keep likes. Do the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok thing. Just likes, nothing else. Chris Clemens posted a tweet saying, ugh, my dog needs a haircut. Could use some good recommendations since Google is of no help. And he Googled grooming, but James Charles pictures popped up, if that makes sense. Def Noodles tweeted out saying, quick summary of every time James Charles got exposed for allegedly having inappropriate contact with a minor. First time, fool me once, shame on you. Second time, fool me once, shame on you. Third time, fool me once, shame on you. Fourth time, fool me once, shame on you. Phoebe is having a meltdown downstairs. Ethan Klein tweeted out saying, James Charles be like, he said he was 18. Adam McIntyre, for reference, since you're failing to understand, at James Charles, this is what you looked like at the age of all your alleged victims who are coming forward against you saying that you've been with them or trying to flirt, date. You see the problem now? And this is the said picture of James Charles at the age that he is now targeting. Strange. Then we have this clip of Impulsive where James slips up. Now tell me what you guys think about this.
I've talked to guys that live in different states and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like, why don't you come visit? And like, well, I can't afford a plane ticket. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, I can. So like, get on the plane. And like, well, I just don't really feel comfortable with that. But like, I love you and I really want to be together. And I'm like, well, we can't be together because you can't afford a plane ticket. You're probably still in either high school or college, like a senior in high school or in college.
Right.
So like, either you accept the flight and realize that like, this is what I'm bringing to the relationship so we can spend time together if you actually care about me.
Yep.
Or we literally never meet.
Even senior year. You've been out of high school for how long now? 3 years? And your dating pool is high school? I understand college. High school. Him even correcting to seniors in high school. No. Then there was a TikTok being posted of the same accusation as Joey by sister, where apparently he was catfishing guys in his high school to send him inappropriate pictures. So he was catfishing as a girl to get the guys in his high school to send him inappropriate pictures.
Is it just me, or does like everybody from the 518 just know that James Charles catfished his whole high school soccer team for all their and like nobody ever says anything? Like, I've never seen it really go, like, publicly or anything, but I've talked to so many people in the 518 about, like, James Charles, and they're like, oh my god, you know the catfish situation? Like, we all know it, but all the people from his hometown just don't say anything. Like, what?
And that's popping up again from a different person, so it's different people with the same accusation. It's starting to, you know, add up. Obviously, he's been kicked off Instant Influencer. Apparently, it's because they're not doing beauty anymore, they're doing other creators, but, like, it's actually his show. He got kicked off his show. There must be a reason behind it. So far, there's been no response from James, no consequences. He's not losing subs. He's not gaining subs either, but he's not losing subs. He hasn't tweeted about this. He's posting like normal, liking tweets and stuff like normal. He's just not, he's minding his own business. he's not saying anything. There's been an insider article written by Lindsay saying relationships between influencers and their fans are inherently problematic, experts say. There's like an analysis bit. Several influencers have faced criticism for past online and offline relationships with fans. James Charles was recently accused of sending explicit photos to a minor. Romantic relationships between celebrities and their fans always have a stark power dynamic, mainly when there's such an age gap. And by age gap, I mean minors and non-minors. So the first thing is just YouTube star James Charles has faced allegations of inappropriate behavior with fans since late February. No, since Bye Sister, but like, yes, the most recent ones since February. But actually, this has been happening since Bye Sister. After he was accused of being a 16-year-old boy, Charles denied wrongdoing by saying the fan lied about his age and sent Charles to images first, to which he flirted back. Since then, other accusers have come forward with allegations that Charles hasn't addressed. The claims highlight a new phenomenon involving Hollywood's new class of 20-something power brokers. Through social media, influencers have unfettered access to a pool of eager fans, and in some cases, this has resulted in relationships virtually or physically. Now we're talking about Zoe Laverne, Tony Lopez, Andreas Lopez, and now James Charles. All the biggest TikTok people. Now, people have been kind of trying to decipher who has been unfollowing him. So people thought that Kylie Jenner, Kourtney Kardashian, Kris Jenner, and someone else have unfollowed him. Now that can't be confirmed because I went on their social blades, and on social blade you can see, if you like type in the Instagram handle, you can see who have they followed and who has followed them, if that makes sense. Like, not exactly who, but how many. For everyone except for Kylie Jenner, it says 0 or +1, so they haven't unfollowed anyone, or they have unfollowed people but followed the same amount, so it balanced out to 0 at the end of the day. I think it was Kylie Jenner that had a -1 yesterday, but that could be anyone really. And it says +2 on the day that I'm filming this, but in reality she could have unfollowed, I don't know, 3 people and then followed 5 people, so it would end up being +2. So she could have unfollowed James, but she could have also not unfollowed James. But he's not being followed on Instagram by Kris, Kim, Khloe, or Kylie, but we don't know if that's been like a constant thing or if that's now. Now, since then, other accusations have come out, aka him saying that Faye's sway looks really good when he was like 16 in that picture. Faye's rug has liked multiple tweets about this. He's liked a tweet from Trisha saying James Charles deserves prison. I really hope one of these parents press charges. It's so nauseating. I'm physically nauseous. And he's so about getting away with it all. And then he liked Ethan's quote tweet of a Def Noodles tweet saying James Charles caught with yet another 15-year-old boy. I swear to God, you guys is getting ridiculous. Call anyone out that associates with this man, I am losing my mind. Then we have this Keem tweet. James Charles, he lied about his age, said he was 18 and sent you a picture of a baby. And since then, right, since all of this has happened, another accusation has come out. A guy talking about his friend being DM'd by him on Instagram. And the guy was like 16. How many more do we need? How many more do we need? Maybe Tati was right all along. Maybe we ran Tati off the platform because James filmed the No More Lies video in which he actually provided no evidence against any of these claims. Do we remember this video? Because I'm pretty sure he provided no evidence against these claims, but we all believed him because Uno reverse card, it was a cool video. But did he actually provide evidence for him not doing any of this? Or did he just say, Tati lying, Jeffrey Shane have it out to get me? I'm not accusing of anything because I don't want this to be another Bye Sister situation, but at the same time, how many more accusations do we need to say that this is concerning, to say the least? How many minors are you going to DM before it stops being an accident and starts being a choice? Because I don't think anyone has ever accidentally messaged that many under 18 boys. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. So hit that bell, be notified when that's happening. Social media links, any other links in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.